people. Hello my lovely people, how you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to Queenie V's community. Welcome to Queenie V's YouTube channel. For the benefit of those who do not know me, have just clicked on my video, I say I've been around doing social work for 12 years now. I'm a practice educator, practice supervisor in social work, and I enjoy teaching, coaching, mentoring the young ones that are coming into social work, the new ones that are coming into social work. Hence, I've opened this community because at the moment, social media platform is something that everybody is accessing information from. So I said, okay, let me open a YouTube channel and share ideas with students, newly qualified social workers, and people who are new into social work. So basically, I am on social media platform, like I said, on YouTube, Facebook, on TikTok, to share ideas with people. Guys, in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the reality of social work. I'm going to talk to you about the practicality of social work. I'm not here to sugarcoat social work to anyone. I'm not here to glamorize social work to anyone, because I want to prepare you guys, especially those of you who are looking up to me. I've got people subscribed to my YouTube channel, students and people who want to join social work profession, who have subscribed to my channel, asking me questions. And if I'm not real with you guys, if I'm not open with you guys, then what is the point of me coming in here? So for me, it's honesty. It's about being real with people, preparing people so that they know the reality of social work. So when you come into social work, it doesn't become like a cultural shock to you guys about the reality of social work. Don't get me wrong, social work is very rewarding on its own. If you are somebody who is passionate about working with vulnerable people, then definitely come into social work and come and join the community. But if you are somebody who doesn't want to engage with vulnerable people, who doesn't want to interact with vulnerable people and go extra mile for vulnerable people, then you might struggle to come into social work. You might struggle and perhaps you might leave the profession. There are so many challenges, guys. There are so many difficulties. What I will find as a challenge, another social worker might not find it as a challenge. Another social worker will find it like a joy. So when you come into social work, then you can identify your own challenges. You can identify your own difficulties, and then you will learn the techniques, the strategies that will help you to manage the difficulties, the challenges that you are perhaps going to experience when you come into social work. What I'm going to share with you are some of the challenges that I go through as a social worker and what some of the research is saying. I've put some of the research in the comment section, in the description box, so you can check yourself and read it yourself. I put a number of references that support what I'm saying about some of the challenges in social work. So what are some of the challenges that you are likely to come into experience when you come into social work? Challenge number 1, expect to work long hours in social work. Guys, social work is not 9 to 5. I always say, if you are coming into social work and you think that you will start at 9 o'clock and when it's 5 o'clock you pack your bag and you go home, then you are coming into the wrong profession. You must as well find another profession to go into, because social work is not 9 to 5 job. Be prepared to work for longer hours, because in social work you're going to be associated with meeting targets, meeting deadlines, performance indicators, a lot of paperwork in social work, and that will keep you in the office to meet the deadlines, to meet the targets. Unfortunately, that's reality of social work. So sometimes perhaps you might be in the office till 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, depending on the team that you're working in, depending on what kind of work that you are doing at the time. Social work, children's services, for instance, have got different teams, and every team have got their own challenges, they have got their own difficulties. Every team have got different report that they do. Every team have got the kind of work that they do. Safeguarding team will have different challenges as compared to the children in care team. Although you are still a social worker, but the dynamics that goes within the team is different. So finishing late is something that you should prepare yourself that you're going to be encountered for. You are not going to finish late every day, don't get me wrong, but on occasionally, sometimes, unfortunately, that is what is going to happen to you, because perhaps you might be about to finish work even at 5 o'clock, and there may be crisis that has happened onto one of the client that you're working with. Perhaps you might not be able to leave it for out of hours, the emergency duty out of hours to deal with it, because you know the client, you know the issue, so you must as well jump in and go and resolve and help. So that will drag you to finishing, like say 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, depending on the crisis, and also depending on how far you are going to travel. Because I remember a client of mine perhaps was living in outside London somewhere, and there was crisis, and I had to jump into the train to go and deal with the crisis. By the time I go home was around 10 o'clock. That is the reality of social work. I'm not here to sugarcoat social work to you. I'm not here to make it look so glamorous and so fantastic. There are challenges, there are difficulties that comes with being a social worker. I'm going to advise anyone who is looking up to me, who are following me on Facebook, TikTok, and here on YouTube. Please, if you have childcare issue coming into social work, you need to find ways and manner as to how someone can pick up your child for you. Childcare is the biggest challenges that I have gone through. I had to raise my children. Some of my children up whilst I was doing social work. I still have issues around childcare because I have a 9-year-old, if not 8-year-old. I think he's 8 years. Why am I saying 9 years? So I'm talking to the camera. Now I'm forgetting my words. I have an 8-year-old boy who goes to after school club, and I have to find someone to pick my boy up from after school club. Sometimes my husband is also working long hours, so we need to have somebody who will pick my boy up from after school club after 6 when I'm running late. That is reality of social work, unfortunately. So I will encourage you, try to find out who is going to be there when you are running late, when you are dealing with crisis, who is going to pick your child up for after school club or in the nursery for you, because social work is not 9 to 5. So those of you who wants to join social work, those of you who are looking up to me, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say come into social work and it's so rosy. No, it's not like that. There's a lot of bureaucracy in social work. There's a lot of report writing. You're going to spend so much of your time writing reports, writing and doing so much paperwork in social work. I want to also let you know, guys, that there's a lot of deadlines that you need to meet in social work. There's a lot of performance indicators that comes out with every local authority where you're going to work, and you need to be able to make sure that you are meeting the target. You need to make sure that you are meeting the deadline. If not, your manager. This is what I'm saying, and it's being backed by research as well. Check the description box. You will see all those references. The research is saying social work is very overwhelming, can be described as very stressful job, and it's true, because don't forget that you are working with vulnerable people, people who have got needs, people who are maybe if not even interested in becoming known to the local authority. Social work, come on, as you know, how many people want social workers in their lives? I have to be real with you. How many family wants social work to be involved in their family life? So sometimes it's like you're gonna work with families who are not ready to engage with you, and by law you need to be doing your visit. By law you need to be engaging with the family, and sometimes you will find it so stressful because you're gonna get families who are opposing the support that you want to give them. You're gonna get some family who that is anti-social worker. They just don't want social workers involved in their life, and you're gonna feel the stress of it. You're gonna feel sometimes you feel like you are disempowered because you want to help the family, you want to support the family, but the family doesn't want the support. They don't want social work involvement. And yes, sometimes that stress is real that you're going to experience when you come into social work. Burnout, guys, is rare in social work. I've done social work for 12 years and I've experienced my own burnout. I'm not going to sit down here and say, oh, I have never experienced burnout. Guys, I'll be lying to you. Burnout is real. Feeling overwhelmed is real in social work. Feeling stressed out is real. I do experience burnout from time to time, but I'm going to do another video where I'm going to show you some of the techniques, some of the strategies, some of the tips that you can use to minimize burnout in social work, some of the difficulties some of the techniques that you can use to help you cope and with the demand in social work, help you to minimize stress in social, because if you don't learn the techniques and if you don't learn the strategies, you will find that you become so very overwhelmed, and it can affect your own mental health, your own emotional health, your own physical health. Stress is real. So you need, when you're coming into social work, you need to know how you can deal with the stress. What are the strategies that you're going to use to help you manage the stress, the difficulties that will come your way when you're trying to help the client, when you're trying to do social work. Guys, I want to talk about chronic fatigue as well. Chronic fatigue is real in social work. The research is saying it. I'm not the only one saying it. It's being backed by research. You feel the chronic fatigue, unfortunately, is the part and parcel of working with vulnerable people, part and parcel of holding on to your clients' issues, your clients' burden, and sometimes it becomes a fatigue. You become very tiring, you become very exhausted, running around and jumping about trying to resolve issues of your clients. Like I said, social work is about working with vulnerable people in society. Social work is about doing assessment to identify the needs of your clients, and people come into social services, children's services, adult mental health team, not just because they want to be known by children's services, not just because they want to be known by adult services or mental health team. They have needs, they have worries, they have issues, hence they are known to the local authority. So you as a social worker, your role is to be able to advocate on their behalf to get the support that they need. Your role as a social worker is to be able to provide a good outcome, positive outcome for your clients, but it doesn't come in a good silver plated for you. There's a lot of issues you need to go through, a lot of hurdles you need to go through, a lot of running around, a lot of paperwork that you need to go through, and sometimes it can have it tolls on you. It can impact on your own health if you are not careful. If you don't learn the stress to unwind yourself, you can be thinking and being worried about your clients, and that is no good practice. That will affect your own health. So I'm here to talk to you guys about good practice in social work. I'm here to share tips, ideas with you guys. So I want you to be aware of the challenges in social work. I want you to be aware. Like I said, I'm not here to discourage you. I'm here to empower you, to help you to become more aware of some of the challenges, some of the difficulties in social work. So when you come in, it doesn't become like a cultural shock to you. Guys, when I started social work, when I was a newly qualified social worker, which was 12 years ago, it was a cultural shock to me when I came into social work, and I realized how much I have to do, the amount of paperwork I had to do. I wanted to leave social work, but I decided, because I enjoy working with vulnerable people, supporting people, advocating for people, sharing information with people, I decided to stay in social work and develop the strategies that can help me to deal with the challenges in social work. I decided to stay in social work and develop my skills and knowledge in social work. Hence, I'm doing social work, and I'm still doing social work. For 12 years now, I'm in social work. So don't be put off, don't be discouraged. Learn the strategies, learn the skills that can help you manage some of the issues, some of the difficulties in social work. So some of the difficulties you might encounter in social work, I'm summarizing it now. In terms of social work, expect to work long hours. Sometimes, unfortunately, that is how it is. And also, social work is not 9 to 5 job. Social work is flexible working hours, and it's not 9 to 5 job. And also, there's a lot of paperwork. Be prepared that you're going to do a lot of report writing, a lot of target performance indication that you need to follow when you come into social work. And also, bureaucracy is something that you're going to be dealing with when you come into social work. And feeling overwhelmed sometimes, feeling stressed out, feeling burnt out, It's something you might experience when you come into social work. And also, what else is that? Issues around funding. Sometimes resources are not there, not just one local authority, it's across the board. So you might find difficulties in terms of how to get the right funding, the right resources for the client that you're going to work with. And also, one thing I want to say is perhaps you might engage with a client that is not really wanting support from you, and you're going to feel overwhelmed with having clients, children and family, young people that doesn't want to work with you, that doesn't want to be known to children's services. And unfortunately, that is the reality of social work, so be prepared for it as well. And also in social work, they talk about emotional exhaustion, something that you should be mindful of. Emotionally, mentally, you can be exhausted because you're going to take on board people's issues, clients' issues all the time. So you need to find ways that you can detach yourself and not get involved too much into emotional exhaustion, emotional fatigue. And also chronic fatigue, sometimes if you are not careful, it's called compassionate fatigue. You might be involved in compassionate fatigue if you don't take care of your own self, if you don't take care of your own emotional health, if you don't take care of your own mental health. You're gonna be engaging, you're gonna experiencing chronic fatigue, compassionate fatigue in social work. So my advice to you, I'm going to do another video where I'm going to talk to you about some of the strategies, some of the techniques that you can use to help you manage some of the issues that I've talked about here on this video. But my advice to you, take care of your health, take care of your mental health, know your own body. For me, I know my own body, and when I know that I'm very stressed out, when I know that I'm very tired, I take time off, I take annual leave. Every local authority, everywhere you go here in UK, they have annual leave where you can take and rest and take care of yourself. Because if you don't take care of your own emotional health, if you don't take care of your own physical health, how are you going to be able to take care of the client that you're going to work with, who are experiencing trauma in their life, who are experiencing difficulties in their life? You need to be able to stay strong, to be able to empower the client that you are working with. So that is my advice to you. Take care of yourself. Learn to distress yourself. Learn the techniques and the strategy that will help you manage stresses in social work. Take care of yourself, guys, and I really love to share ideas with you guys. I really love to spend time talking to you guys. If you have enjoyed my video, give me thumbs up, comment down below, let me know your thoughts about my videos. Put your comment down, your thoughts down in the video. How do you manage stress in social work? Have you ever experienced any stress dealing with or coming into social work? If you're an experienced social worker, have you ever encountered stress in social work? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you feel about social work. And yes, take care of yourselves and stay blessed. If you have watched my video to this end, then I will say thank you so much for watching the video. And I want to end by saying dreams and aspiration can come true, your vision can come true, your plans to be successful in your career as a social worker can come true. But what you need to do, one of the steps that you need to take, is to work hard towards your dreams and aspiration. And one day, you never know, it can come to pass. Thank you so much, and thanks for watching. See you on my next video, and bye.